Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Friday Night Smackdown. We are live from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. And ladies and gentlemen, we are kicking things off with the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns.
The following is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, the OTC, Roman Reigns!
Roman Reigns is trying to build momentum towards his match at Backlash, where he will take on Andrade. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to run you back to the first episode of Smackdown of this new series, where Roman faced Andrade. Andrade beat Roman, and then next week Roman went to cut a promo, but Andrade interrupted, turned down the challenge from Roman Reigns. And then the following week, Roman was in a match against Damian Priest. Andrade got involved, trying to cost Roman that matchup. And our general manager, Nick Aldis, had enough of the sneak attacks from Andrade, banning him from the arena here tonight and making the match at Backlash official. But ladies and gentlemen, who is Roman Reigns facing here in the opening opening match of Smackdown? And here comes a family member of Roman Reigns, the Samoan Werewolf, and Jacob Fatu.
And his opponent from Sacramento, California, weighing in at 285 pounds, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu!
Jacob Fatu making his in-ring debut here tonight in Universe Mode. And this is going to be a hard-hitting match here to start off Friday Night Smackdown. Let's get in to Roman Reigns versus a Samoan Werewolf and Jacob Fatu. The We Want Roman chants coming from SoFi Stadium. And now there's a lockup here to start this matchup. And Roman just pushing over Jacob Fatu. But Fatu counters with the big chop, and now look at Fatu with the sitting tombstone. And now Jacob goes to the apron. What does Jacob have in mind here? Jacob with the jumping clothesline, taking down Roman. And now Jacob with an uppercut. And now back into the lockup here by both men trying to gain position. But Jacob backs up Roman into the corner. And a big right hand by Jacob. And now there's the kick to the midsection. Roman with the kick to the face, and now into another lockup here. And Roman takes down Jacob, now sending him off the ropes. Roman ducks under, leapfrog, and now Reigns with the backdrop. And now Roman slowing down the pace here in this matchup, stomping out the hand of Jacob. And now there's the Luthian's press by Reigns. And now Roman gets up Fatu, sending him towards the corner. Face first goes Fatu. And now Reigns with the back shot. And now raking the eyes of Fatu. Charles Robinson was not able to see that. And now Roman with the snapmare off the ropes. Big boot to Jacob. Going for the pin off the boot. And a kick out at 1 by Fatu. And now Roman with a Uranagi down on Fatu. But Jacob playing possum here, rolling up Roman in a kick out before 1 by the Tribal Chief. Big reversal, and now into the submission hold. Roman into the submission. The guillotine is locked in. Is Jacob gonna tap? No. Look at the power of the werewolf. Just throwing Roman off. And now Jacob Fatu with a Falcon Arrow. And now Fatu missing the headbutt. Roman slow to get up, and now there's an uppercut by Roman. And now Reigns backs up into the corner. Roman setting it up. There's a spear to Fatu. Going for the pin to defeat Jacob. And a kick out by Fatu. And now what does Roman have in mind here? Lifting Jacob up and down with the powerbomb. And now Reigns stalking Fatu here. Knee to the face by Fatu. And now Fatu gets back inside the ring. Roman sends Fatu off the ropes into a Samoan drop. And now Fatu with the kick up. Fatu sends Roman off the ropes. Ducked under. And now there's a pop-up Samoan drop by Fatu. And now Jacob's fired up here. What does Fatu have in mind? Grabbing Roman, laying him against the ropes. And now Roman just flings Fatu outside the ring. And now Reigns with the single leg. And now working over the leg of Fatu. But Fatu finds a needed reversal here. And now what does Fatu have in mind? Reigns tried to play possum and Roman got paid for it. And now there's a headbutt by Fatu. And now look at the werewolf on the barricade. Getting up Reigns, and now there's the axe handle down on Reigns. And now Fatu sends Roman into the steel steps. Count of 6 by Charles Robinson. Count of 7 now. Now Roman backs up to his feet. Fatu going crazy in the corner. And now Roman back inside the ring. Jacob with elbows to the midsection. And now what does Jacob have in mind? Sending Roman off the ropes. Big crossbody. And now Jacob with the moonsault to perfection. Going for the pin. There's doing a kick out by Roman. Both of these men threw everything they have at one another. Now look at Jacob. In the corner, there's a spear of his own. And now look at Jacob sizing up Roman one more time. Big uppercut, but now Reigns with the right hand. And now there's a chop by Fatu. Chop by Roman. Big chop by Fatu. Another chop by Roman. And now these men are throwing haymakers at one another here. Big reversal by Fatu, and now into another chop. Roman with the chop of his own. Fatu answers. And now Fatu with the headbutt. And now look at Jacob Fatu going to the top rope. There's a splash. Going for the pin on Roman to defeat the Tribal Chief, and a kick out at 2 by Roman. And now Jacob with the DDT on Reigns, going for the pin. Is this gonna be enough? There's 2, and Jacob Fatu pins the Tribal Chief.
Here is your winner, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Jacob Fatu with a massive win here. But ladies and gentlemen, getting into our next match, a debuting superstar will make his debut. Coming up next. And we are back here live in SoFi Stadium. And ladies and gentlemen, making his debut on Friday Night Smackdown, the newest signing, Mr. Eddie Thorpe.
Is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from Reno, Nevada, weighing in at 223 pounds, Eddie Thorpe.
Eddie Thorpe making his SmackDown debut here tonight, looking to defeat one of the greatest SmackDown superstars here in Universe mode. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Thorpe was a massive star in the Indies. But let's see what he can do here on Friday Night Smackdown in his debut against the first ever Universal Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Finn Balor.
And his opponent from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing in at 190 pounds, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor making his way down to the ring. And ladies and gentlemen, Finn Balor hasn't done much since the Universal title reign. But now Balor's looking to gain more momentum. Here defeating Eddie Thorpe. But ladies and gentlemen, Finn Balor, he said he don't need the Judgment Day anymore. He wants to get more titles. And the Judgment Day was holding him back here in Universe mode. Bringing back his classic NXT entrance here. Let's see if this new vamped Finn Balor is what Finn needed to get that extra little edge. Charles Robinson once again ringing the bell, and now there's the boot by Eddie. And now Eddie working over the arm of Balor. And remember, that's the arm Balor had surgically repaired. Big elbow to the chest. And now look at Eddie. Kick to the back to Balor. And now Eddie gets up Balor. Big kick. And now there's another kick. Balor reversing the punch. And now Balor with a big back suplex. And now dropping the elbow by Balor now. Big kick by Eddie. Big reversal by Finn. Now there's the combination by Balor. What a spinning enziguri. And now Balor gets up Eddie here into the lockup. Eddie with working over the arm here. Balor trying to find a way out of it. But Eddie locks in even tighter now. Working over the arm of Balor. And now Balor is in a tough predicament here. And now down goes Balor. Going for the pin is Eddie. Is this going to be enough to defeat Balor? And a kick out at one by Balor. And now there's the roll up by Finn to defeat Eddie Thorpe. And a kick out by Eddie. Big elbow by Finn. And now Balor goes to the apron. What does Balor have in mind? Big senton. Going for the pin on Eddie. Is this going to be enough? And a kick out at 1. And now Balor and Eddie going toe to toe. Big Paley kick by Balor now. And now Balor joins Eddie on the outside, sending Eddie face first into the apron. And now Balor getting caught by Eddie, but Balor reversing it. Count of 3 by Charles Robinson here. And now Balor just stomping the midsection of Eddie. And now Balor has Eddie, sending him back inside the ring now. What does Balor have in mind? Gets back inside in the ring himself. And now look at Balor raking the eyes of Eddie. And going for the pin. Is this going to be enough to defeat Eddie? And a kick out again at 1. I think Balor's underestimating Eddie Thorpe here. And now Balor with the on takedown of his own into the submission. But Eddie with Hurricane Rana getting right out of it. And now this might be Eddie time to capitalize. Sending Balor off the ropes. Big cross body. What a move by Eddie. And now Thorpe kicking the back of Finn. And if you Eddie, you got to keep the pressure on Balor. There's a back suplex by Eddie. And now what does Eddie have in mind here? Getting up Balor. Sending Balor face first into the corner. Up on the top rope now. And Eddie now joining Balor up on the top. Eddie Thorpe with the superplex off the top rope. Balor kicks right back up, and now there's the elbow. And now Balor goes to the apron. Balor with the missile drop kick. And now Balor wasting no time, going to the top rope. Balor wants up Eddie. What does Balor have in mind here? Another drop kick. Down goes Eddie, going for the pin after the drop kick. There's 2 and a kick out by Eddie. And now Balor off the ropes. There's the basement drop kick. Kick to the arm. And now Balor stomps out the shoulder. And now Balor just choking out Eddie here. Balor slowing down the pace, stomping the face of Eddie. And now Balor gets up Eddie here. And a gutbuster by Balor. Getting Eddie up one more time. Balor with the snap suplex. Stomping to the head now, going for the pin. Is this going to be enough? There's 2 and a kick out by Thorpe. Eddie's showing one hell of a resiliency here in this match. Big reversal by Eddie. And now Eddie sends Balor off the ropes. Big crossbody once again. And now look at Eddie. He's fired up here. Kick to the midsection with the Impaler DDT. There's 2 and a kick out by Balor. And now Thorpe off the top rope, big cross body. Wait a minute, the lights turned out. What in the hell? Finn Balor said he doesn't need the Judgment Day. But the music's playing. Balor taking advantage of the distraction. Big headbutt into the corner. And now look at Balor with the body drop out of the corner. Balor goes to the top rope. Balor getting up Eddie. What is Balor thinking? Good cross off the top. to the chest, going for the pin. There's two, and Eddie kicks out. What a match. Eddie does not want to lose here tonight. And now look at Balor stopping the leg out once again. Kick to the back. And now Balor gets up Eddie. Off the ropes. Balor with the neck breaker. And now Balor working over the leg of Eddie. Going for the pin on Eddie. Is this going to be enough? There's two. And Balor with the win.
Here is your winner, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor is on a winning streak, looking to come back to the top of the mountain, looking to reclaim gold. But ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, Raquel Rodriguez is set to defend her United States Championship.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Women's United States Championship.
We are back here in SoFi Stadium, and I feel like there's a storm brewing. Because, ladies and gentlemen, Jade Cargill is looking to win her first singles championship here in WWE. And here is Jade Cargill, accompanied by her tag team partner in Bianca Belair. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is her first match here on Friday Night Smackdown. And Jade Cargill's looking to capture the United States Championship. But ladies and gentlemen, you cannot count out the champion who won the title last week, defeating Dakota Kai. But this is a tough first defense for the Women's United States Champion. But ladies and gentlemen, let's take it down to Mike Rome for the introductions.
Introducing the challenger from Orlando, Florida, Jade Cargill.
And that's what it's all for, ladies and gentlemen. The Women's United States Championship. Jade Cargill, Raquel Rodriguez. And ladies and gentlemen, this matchup is underway. Jade and Raquel. And now Jade Cargill just pushing the Raquel into the corner. And oh, there's the cheap shot by Jade. And now Jade Cargill with the uppercut in the corner. And ladies and gentlemen, Jade Cargill looking very dominant here in the early parts of this matchup. And now Jade just deadlifting Raquel Rodriguez over her head and dropping Raquel. And now Jade kick to the back to Raquel. And now big forearm and another forearm. And now Jade with the German suplex. Down goes Raquel. And ladies and gentlemen, Jade Cargill is looking to defeat Raquel Rodriguez in short fashion here into the headlock now. And now Jade with the elbow to the side of the head. And now just throwing away Raquel. And look at Jade just showboating right in front of the face of Raquel. And now Raquel sends Jade off the ropes. Charles Robinson got in the way. And now there's Jade with the forearm into a spear. And ladies and gentlemen, Jade Cargill could be your next Women's United States champion if she keeps up this performance. And now dropping Raquel once again. And now Jade going to the outside, climbing to the top rope, splash on Raquel. Raquel hasn't got much offense here in this match. I don't think she was expecting this performance out of Jade Cargill here tonight. But we are talking about championships here in WWE. You do not get much opportunities. And now Jade just throwing Raquel, manhandling her on the outside. Charles Robinson telling both women to get back inside the ring here. Count of 6. Jade and Raquel back inside the ring. Big chop and another chop. And now Jade looking to attack the arm once again. Raquel Rodriguez though with elbows to the midsection. Big punch, another punch, and now there's a fourth. And now here comes Rodriguez. Up goes Jade. And down with the neck breaker. Going for the pin. Off the neck breaker. And a kick out by Cargill. And now Raquel trying to gain more momentum. But now Cargill getting reversed. And now Raquel getting reversed. Off the ropes, big backbreaker. And now Cargill showboating in the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, Jade does not see Raquel as a threat here. And now Jade with the bicycle kick. And now look at this, showboating once again. Jade Cargill just overpowering Raquel Rodriguez. Big punch. And now Jade looking to end things. Jade Cargill plants Raquel Rodriguez with the Jaded. Going for the pin for the U.S. title. There's 2. And Jade Cargill wins the United States Championship.
Here is your winner, and the new WWE Women's United States Champion, Jade Cargill.
Jade Cargill with a dominating performance here. And ladies and gentlemen, we are back live for our main event. And here comes the #1 contender for the WWE Championship.
Making his way to the ring from Woodstock, Georgia, weighing in at 230 pounds, Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker, the badass, is set to open an open challenge here in our main event against anyone that has the balls to face him. This is a message to The Miz, who he faced tomorrow night for the WWE Championship. But I can't get over what we just witnessed with Jade Cargill absolutely destroying Raquel Rodriguez. But Breakker is looking to destroy whoever answers the open challenge. Who is it going to be? Wait a minute. Breakker's grabbing a microphone. Ladies and gentlemen, as of right now, the open challenge is open. So whoever has the balls to face me, come down here right now. You heard it from Breakker. Who is going to answer the open challenge? Oh boy! Here comes the future Hall of Famer. The legend killer himself. And Randy Orton.
And his opponent from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 295 pounds, the Viper, Randy Orton.
Randy Orton answering the Badasses Open Challenge. But this is his first appearance here in the new era of Universe Mode. Orton is a Grand Slam champion here in Universe Mode. This should be one hell of a match here in our main event of Friday Night Smackdown. The crowd is singing Randy Orton's theme song here in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. Let's get into our main event. Breakker, Orton. And the crowd chanting RKO for Randy Killer Orton. And now there's a lockup in this matchup. Breakker is not as much of a veteran as Randy Orton. Orton has easily done 25 years here in this business. But now look at Breakker just wrenching on the neck of Randy Orton. But now Orton trying to make it back to a vertical base, and he does. But Breakker still has that headlock applied. And now look out, Orton reversing the hold into the wrenching on that shoulder of Breakker now. Trying to minimize the power of Breakker. And Orton and Breakker, this is the first time ever for these two men, and Orton takes down Breakker. And now Orton wrenching on the neck of Braun here. But Orton gotta watch out for the speed of Braun Breakker. This man can run up to 23 miles an hour. Now into another collar elbow tie-up. Breakker backs up Orton into the barricade, and a cheap shot by Breakker. And now into a shoulder tackle by Breakker. Belly to belly to Orton. And now look at this, into the gator roll by Braun Breakker. And now wrenching on the neck once again of Orton. And now Breakker trying to gain more offense, but Orton with the Luthan's press now on Breakker. But Breakker finds the reversal, laying sharp elbows to the chin of Orton. But there's the enziguri by Orton taking down Breakker. And now the methodical pace of Orton with the knee to the face. But Breakker caught him with a boot of his own. And now there's the German by Breakker, folding Randy in half, going for the pin. There's two and a kick out by Randy. Kick to the back, and now look at Breakker with the moonsault on Orton, going for the pin, hooking the leg, and a kick out at one by Randy. And now Orton sends Breakker off the ropes. Breakker finds the reversal kick to the midsection. Big knee by Breakker, and now Breakker sends Orton off the ropes. Hurricane Rana by Breakker. Big fist to the face of Orton now. Kick to the back now. Orton finds a reversal. Big punch by Breakker. And now Orton slips behind into the neckbreaker of his own. Kick to the arm of Braun. And now look out, Orton. Methodical knee once again to the face. And now turning around. Breakker is Orton. Knee to the back of the neck again. And now look out, Orton. Possibly hearing voices in his head. Irish ripping Breakker over the top rope. Orton, big punch. And now look out, Orton with Breakker on the apron and back body drop on the hardest part of the ring. And now Orton gets Breakker slamming his head against the concrete floor. But now Breakker gets back up. Orton caught Breakker though. And now dropping Breakker face first on the apron. Breakker though pushing Orton off. And now look out, Breakker trying to build momentum, but Orton once again slipping behind and dropping Breakker. And now look out, Orton. Vintage Orton here, stomping out the limbs of Braun Breakker. And stomp to the face, methodical by Randy Orton. Sending Breakker face first into the corner. And now what does Randy have in mind? They got to get back inside the ring. Count of 7 by Charles Robinson. Count of 8 now. And Randy Orton does not care how he wins. Ladies and gentlemen, Randy Orton proving why he's a legend. Outsmarting Breakker here. But thank you for watching Friday Night Smackdown. We will catch you for Backlash in Lyon, France. Have a wonderful day, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you for watching.